Hey there, Sean Wally here, Sean Wally in Math. Today we are going to be discussing the slope y-intercept form of a line, also known as y equals mx plus b. All right, so let's do this. So y equals mx plus b. What is it? Okay, it's the equation of a line. Okay, now why is it called the slope y-intercept form of a line? The reason is all you need is the slope, which is m, and the y-intercept, which is the value of b. And if you have both of these things, you have the equation of the line, all right? So let's take an example. Let's say the slope was 2/3, and let's say that you knew that the y-intercept was equal to -8. Well, if you have both of those things, you substitute those in for m and b into the formula, and lo and behold, you have the equation of the line. Super easy, right? Okay, you can go the other direction. Well, you want to do another one like that? Sure. Okay, so let's say m equals -5 and the y-intercept. Now here's another way to tell you the y-intercept, and it says the point contains the point 0, -7. That is still the y-intercept. We, of course, write out the formula, y equals mx plus b, and then it's going to be y equals -5x minus 7. Easy, okay? Now, what about going the other direction? What if I give you a line in the form y equals mx plus b? Can you tell me the slope and the y-intercept? It's quite simple. The slope is the coefficient of x. It's the value in front of x. In this case, it's equal to -3/4. And then the y-intercept is -2. Now, you may be asked to give the equation of the line given a graph. Let's take a look at something like that, okay? So something like so, yeah, okay. So here's some graphs, here's some lines, and maybe the question is, what's the equation of these lines, all right? So let's give it a shot here. Well, you know, what are the two things that you need for the equation of the line? You need the slope, you need the y-intercept, okay? So the y-intercept is right here. The y-intercept is actually the point where the line intersects the y-axis. So b in this case is equal to -2. And then what we'll do is we'll take 2 points and we'll draw a right triangle to calculate the rise and the run between the 2 points, or the slope. Now the rise is 1, the run is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. So our slope is, now that's a positive slope. If you need explanation on slope, check out my video on the slope and the slope formula. That'll enable you to do these quite easily. It's going to be 1/8. Now that I have the slope and the y-intercept, I have the equation of the line. Y equals 1/8 x minus 2. Done. Okay, this next one, the y-intercept there is 6. Recall the y-intercept is where the line intersects the y-axis. We'll take these 2 points and we'll draw a triangle. Of course, first recognizing that this is a negative slope, so we have m equals negative, the rise being 2, the run being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2/7. Put it all together, the equation of the line is y equals -2/7 x plus 6. Boom! Okay, so there you go. You've got 2 lines and their equations. How do we get the equations? We calculated the slope, we figured out the y-intercept, and away we went. No big deal chicken meal, huh? Hey, good times. Okay, so what else would you be expected to do with regards to finding the equation of the line? Well, I think graphing is something that really comes up. So let's practice that a little bit. So, you know, let's say we had the equation y is equivalent to -3/5 x minus 2. All right, so if you're paying attention to what I was doing, you would know that the slope is equal to -3/5, and the y-intercept is equal to -2. All right, so if you will, the y-intercept is almost like your step 1, and the slope is your step 2. Step 1 is you go to the y-intercept, you go to the y-axis, and you go to -2. And you put a point because you know that the y-intercept is at that point right there. From there, you have to apply the slope. Now, the slope is -3/5. If you recall, the numerator is the up or down choice, and the denominator is the left or right choice. Now, -3 means I go down 3, and +5 means I go 5 to the right. Now, we can only apply that negative to one of them. I'm applying it to the numerator, down 3. 1, 2, 3, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's my point. And then, of course, the opposite of that is if I put the negative on the bottom, in which case I would go up 3 and back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you'll notice that, whether I go backwards or forwards, I am, and using the slope correctly, I definitely am able to get the equation of this line. And there's the line right there. Okay, so, pretty straightforward. Let's do one more example. So say we have y equals 3x plus 1. All right, so I'm going to do this really fast now. Hopefully you recognize the y-intercept is +1, so I go there first. And hopefully also you recognize that the slope is 3/1. There we go. So I go to my y-intercept, I go up 1, 2, 3, and over 1. And the opposite, of course, of that is -3/-1, because a negative over a negative is positive. These have an equivalence. They're equal to one another. So I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, and back 1. And there it is. If I want more points, I can continue along that trajectory. I can keep going down 3, left 1, down 3, left 1, or up 3, right 1, and I will get more points on my line. So that's about it. That's graphing lines and really, really quickly. Now, let's just take up a couple of examples, though, because in all of the examples I've given you, y has been isolated. So I'd like to do a couple of examples where y is not isolated. So an example of that would be something like would be something like 2x minus 5y is equivalent to -10. Now, this is not in the form y equals mx plus b. In order to get a line in the form y equals mx plus b, you need to isolate y. You need to have some algebra skills, okay? Two terms on the left side, the one we want has a y, so we're going to take that 2x to the other side. Can't combine like terms on the right-hand side, so we just have -2x and -10 hanging out there. Lastly, we're going to divide everything by -5. And we have y equals 2/5x plus 2. Really quick, we're going to go to +1, 2, do a point, and then apply the slope by going up 2, right 5. Up 2, right 5. And there you have it. There is our line. I mean, we could do another point if it makes you feel more comfortable having more than one point. By all means, I'm not going to stop you. Down 2, right? Because our slope is 2/5. The same thing is -2/-5. So go down 2 and back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's another point, okay? Just so you're feeling comfortable. I would hate for you to not feel this, okay? Boom, there is my line. Good to go. Yeah, I'll do one more example. And that example, I'll have some fractions involved because, we all love fractions so much. Let's go and change that back to a pen. Let's go ahead and call that 2/3x minus 5/2y is equivalent to 10. Okay, so in this example, we got some fractions going on. This says divided by 3. This says divided by 2. What you want to do is you want to distribute a common denominator between these two values. That's a value that both of these divide into evenly. The answer to that would be 6. So I'm going to distribute a 6. The 6 would be multiplied by 1, 2, 3 terms. When I multiply, that 6 is now going to be in front for all of these. And 6 times 10. Now, from here, you're going to do some computations. 6 times 2 is 12. So we have 12x over 3 minus 30y over 2 is equivalent to 60. Now, the whole reason I did this was to get rid of the fractions. And now look what happens. These divide in evenly. 12 over 3 is 4. 30 over 2 is 15. And there we are. From here, it's time to isolate y, okay? Minus 4x from both sides. We're left with negative 15y is equivalent to negative 4x plus 60. Lastly, divide everything by negative 15. And we finally get y is equal to 4 over 15x minus 4. This one's going to be hard to graph because I didn't realize how big the denominator was with regards to our slope. I'll do it. I'll give it a shot. Okay, so here we go. We're going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, but then I've got to go up 4 over 15 according to this slope value right here. Okay, I've got to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, and then write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh man, I just kept it in there. There it is. And then I can connect these together and say, yeah, I graphed the line. There it is. Okay, so that's basically it. That's my lesson. You have just learned how to graph a line of the form y equals mx plus b. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. And if you did, by all means, like the video and be one of my first subscribers for my channel. Super excited to be doing this and to be helping people with mathematics all over the world. It's always been my dream. So yeah, make this dream become a reality, and let's get more of my videos out there helping people learn mathematics, okay? Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next video.